Shalom, shalom. Want to say our praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, double honors to the apostles, elders of great millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. I came out there across the four wings, the four corners of the globe, pushing the good news, the salvation of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I'm proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man and his wicked empire. So this video is going to be a World War III update. Trump and Putin meets in Alaska, which they basically meeting to try to square away a deal concerning the Ukraine war, man. Really concerning World War III. But guess what? It ain't no deal going to be met, man. You know what I mean? And even if a deal is so-called met, it's only temporary until the Lord put that spirit upon Russia to shoot them missiles upon America. To put that spirit upon Russia to go up against America in the Middle East, man. To continue invading NATO countries, man. You understand? Because all of this is all a part of the theater of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? The pull and pull. The pull and push, basically, man. Yeah, the Lord is setting it up as the way, yeah, it looks like these nations trying to come to a peace agreement. You understand? And maybe they are sincere, because Trump knows about World War III, you know what the Bible says, and they're trying to avoid it. But guess what? The Lord is going to put this spirit upon them where they can't avoid it, where they're going to be enemies onto one another, and they're going to shoot missiles upon one another. They're going to indulge in World War III. You understand? So this is about 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. So this ain't something for us to get discouraged about, man. On which the news just came out. It says, I think they're basically wrapping up the meeting. He said there was no deal, man. Trump said there's no deal, but there's so-called progress made. But guess what? It doesn't matter what progress is made. Ultimately, it's all working toward Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh's program, which his program is to have these nations one against another. To have Russia against America. You understand? To have China against America. To have Israel versus Iran. So no matter if it's peace now or whatever, we know once the Lord put that spirit and sanction for World War III to escalate, it's going to happen one way or other. So this is book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. We're in the time and seasons of what? War. Time and seasons of the R-fighting chip, the mark of the beast. Times and seasons of what? Jacob's trouble. We see what's going on with Trump federalizing the police force. Which these are things, like you used to watch alternative media, these are things like men like Alex Jones would have been hot on, man. But men like Alex Jones and all of these different conservative pundits, a lot of these alternative media pundits, they with Donald Trump, man. But look, he's instituting martial law, man. Years ago when I first started listening to Alex Jones, this is shit that he would have been on, man. He'd have been blasting Trump, basically federalizing the police force and sending in feds into DC, man. But a lot of these different alternative media, they bought and paid for, man. You understand? So you have one side supporting Trump, and the next side, the left wing, against Trump. No matter what Trump does, they're against it. The right wing media, no matter what Trump does, they're for it, man. Showing you that that is all smoke and mirrors, because we understand ultimately who's behind all of this, the elites. And ultimately who's behind the elites? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So the Lord is storing things up in every facet. You understand? So don't let this little meeting, so-called promise of peace, potential peace, undermine your hopes. Well, not your hopes, but undermine. It's not going to undermine the prophecy, man. Don't let it basically hurt your faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Nah, because it ain't no peace, man. It ain't going to be no peace. Even if it appears to be so on the surface, we know the Lord is going to make moves. And that's what's going to make it even more so significant. You understand? Because it's like, oh shit. Everybody going to be like, oh, damn, we thought shit was good. All of a sudden shit popped off, man. Like the scripture about to say, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. What I mean is the majority of the world, the majority of these people ain't going to be expecting it when shit pop off, man. And all of these things are more things to rock the people to sleep. But Trump and Putin. Trump about to make peace with Putin. You know what I mean? Or the Israel and Iran thing died down. Israel basically the so-called destroyed Iran nuclear program. That's all BS. So on and so forth. But we know that fits right into the Lord's, really all this fits right into the Lord protocol of peace and safety. But then what? Sudden destruction. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Upon them as travail upon a woman with child, kind of like a pregnant woman. She don't know exactly when she's gonna go into labor, but all of a sudden, them labor pains hit, the water break, boom, baby coming, man. Same thing with this World War III, man. Even the RFID chip, yeah, it's simmering or it's bubbling up, but then it's gonna just be like an explosion basically to see, man. Like boom, one big event, one big catalyst. Like yo, yesterday was one way, today will never be the same as yesterday, man. Like the practice run with the C-19, the COVID-19 pandemic, man. One day he was at work, the next day it's like, yo, everybody work from home. The city's empty, the highway's empty. Hey, that's how the Lord is gonna do it, man. It's gonna happen fast, man. It's gonna have one big catalyst, man. So these little meetings with Trump and Putin, I mean, these different things so-called dying down, don't let that hurt or break your faith. You understand? This is all gonna make the the prophecies to come even that much greater, that much more awe-inspiring. Because they're like, oh shit, we thought things were heading this way in terms of the people of the world, but shit was actually the other way, man. You understand? But ye brethren, I travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Who's not gonna escape? The 2/3 and you heathens, man. Specifically, you heathens here in America, man. And you 2/3 in America, because America is gonna be totally wiped out by thermonuclear missiles from places like Russia, China, India, Pakistan, so on and so forth. Even American allies, the European allies, man, that have nuclear missiles, they're gonna shoot upon America, pertaining to Obadiah and Revelation, man. 10 horns shall hit the whole. Understand? So even though it looks like, oh shit might, like I keep saying, that's the beauty of the Lord. It looks like things might be going in the opposite direction that we want it to go, but no, it's going exactly in the direction that the Lord wants to. Because if you really understand the precepts, the scriptures, then you're like, oh, this is the peace and safety that the Lord speaks of. It ain't gonna be rah all the time with the prophecies. There's gonna be some so-called smooth sailing, man. So that way the Lord could catch the majority of these people unawares, man. You understand? And even on an earthly level, yeah, like I said, a lot of these leaders, they don't want World War III to happen. Because they know Trump, Putin, they know what that means. But ultimately, it ain't up to them, man. It ain't up to them. So from an earthly, manly perspective, yeah, they're going to try to so-called stop it in their own mind, so to speak. But ultimately, the Lord's going to put that spirit upon them to say, fuck it now, let's shoot these missiles. Let's go to war with these motherfuckers, man. You understand? Because it ain't up to them. It's up to the Lord. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that they should overtake you as a thief. Can't. So we're not in darkness. I mean, we know what's going on. We know the prophecies, man. So we know it ain't going to be no peace, no self-sustaining peace between Russia and America, between America and China. It ain't going to be the sustaining peace between the so-called white man and the so-called black man here in America, man. We know Jake as a whole ain't going to come up on a level here in America. So we know these things. So we're not in darkness. So we understand when civil unrest happens. We understand when racial conflagration happens. We understand when economic turmoil happens. We understand when geopolitical turmoil happens. All of this is what? All in line with biblical prophecy, because we're not in darkness like the rest of these people, man. Like 2/3 of Jake and even these heathen nations. We understand. We understand what the prophecies say. We understand Numbers 23 and 19. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. I mean, that gives us what? The cheat code. We have the cheat code to understand what's going on and what to believe and what not to believe, what to expect and what not to expect. And our expectation is what? World War III and RFID chip coming to pass. And this is the book of Isaiah chapter 46. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. So all of this is set in stone from since the beginning of the time. Even this meeting between Trump and Putin, this was already set in stone from the beginning of time. The king of Babylon, the king of Gog and Magog, they're going to come together and have meetings before the end. I mean, like I said, it's all in the Lord's theater to make it look like, yo, shit going another way than the way that the prophecies say it's going to go. But really, you right in line with the prophecies that you're saying, as this is peace and safety. With the prophecies tell you it's going to be peace and safety before the what? Sudden destruction. You understand? So it's good to what? And you have to analyze what the scriptures are saying. Analyze the sequential order of what's going to happen. You understand? Don't get overwhelmed one way or another way. You understand? Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. Can't. So the Lord's counsel will stand, and the Lord's counsel is to what? Destroy Babylon. Because what? The Lord has no pleasure in Israel and Jake, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans being here in Babylon. There's no pleasure, man. The Lord have no pleasure in Jake being in the NBA, making $200 million. The Lord have no pleasure in Jake coming up period here in America, man. Because what? You're not worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? And America is not a place that is, America is not the place that's suitable for worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in perfection. Not even close to it. The laws of America is really a large majority, a lot of it is what? In contrary to the worship and the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is found in the Bible. So the Lord has no pleasure in us being there. That's why the Lord is going to hasten our deliverance, Matthew 24. The Lord is going to hasten our deliverance because this place is just destroying us, man, day by day. Physically and spiritually, man. But spiritually, we're really able to overcome. But physically, this place is messing us up, man. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, which days? The last days. Which, like, brother's been saying, and brother's feeling, and hey, if you're not feeling the days being shortened, you're not in the spirit, man. You're not in the spirit, no, because even people in the world feel the days being shortened. Shit, it would. Well, 2026 is basically around the corner. And as I say this, like, I'm going to be making a video. You know what I mean? It's 2026. You understand? Lord come back this year, but if not, you're going to be making a video. New Year's Eve of Destruction, or 2026. Lord's will, this is the year. That's what we're going to be before you know it, man. Before you know it. But that's what the Lord speaks of the days. Like I always say, time is on our side, man. Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem, time is on our side. So hey, don't let these, Trump and Putin about to make a deal, which he said there's no deal. The breaking news just came out, the progress being made. But ultimately we understand, it don't matter what they say, man. It matters what the prophecy says. And the prophecy says that Gog and Magog and America is gonna lock horns in this third world war, man. It says Gog and Magog, Russia is gonna go back to that old Soviet Union spirit, man. You understand? It says Israel and Iran. Israel is gonna draw America out to this third world war in the Middle East. So even that so-called died down, but it's gonna flare right back up, man. Bigger and better the next time. Lord's will, that's the last time. You understand? Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, for whose sake? The elect's sake. So it's for the elect's sake that the Lord is what? Shortening the time. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the days ain't shortened, man. No flesh will be saved, man. Like I said, this place is destroying us, man. Destroying our flesh spirit, especially the flesh, man, because the food that you eat and the air that you breathe in is all poison, man. The woman that you're dealing with, poison. You understand? So we gotta be saved, man. We not forsaken, man. We not forsaken. So ultimately, yeah, they meet in Alaska. But this is just another part of the Lord's theater in these last days and times, man. You know what I mean? Because in the ancient world, when you had, even in modern times, you have many kings and leaders. They met before they go to war. So that don't mean nothing, man. Just because they met, that don't mean they're not going to go to war. Many different nation leaders met but then subsequently went to war, man. And that's exactly going to be the case here, man. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Who's Gentiles? Gentiles, the heathen. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Come, so build up your militaries. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into... Salakia. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Come. Military, focus on your military. And that's what these nations been doing for the last 60, 70 years. Russia, China, India, Pakistan, North Korea, they've been what? Focusing on what? Military development. Even America. America has the largest military budget, I think, of all the nations combined. $1 trillion budget, man. So America is preparing for war, man. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves, come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And the mighty ones to see them all the angels. That's going to come down in the midst of the World War III with Yahweh Shai. With Yahweh Shai and vanquish what's left of these heathen militaries. And vanquish also you wicked people, Jakes and heathen, across the four corners of the globe, man. So Yahweh Shai said, why should I be if it already be kindled? The fire already kindled, because that's going to be what in the midst of the World War III, the nuclear exchange, Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to return, man. Vanquish the what's left of the militaries of the earth. So it speaks about the war in heaven. What's left of the militaries in the earth. And also vanquish you different wicked people, man. Get it in on you people, man. You understand? And after that, put into captivity the 144,000. Then we put into captivity you heathen, man. That's left around the four corners of the globe. You understand? Put you into captivity. So the elect is going to be saved. When the missiles start flying, Yahweh Shai is going to return, the elect going to be saved. When the missiles start flying, America is going to be utterly wasted. What's left of the militaries of the earth is going to come up against Yahweh Shai and the angels. And Yahweh Shai and the angels is going to destroy them. Man. And subsequently, come down, restore order in the earth. The 144,000, the elect, enslave these different heathen nations. Start the clean-up process of all the dead that's across the earth. You understand? America is going to be an eternal memorial of how not to live. That's kind of like a quick synopsis of how things are going to go down. Of course, that's not every detail per se, but that's just like an overview. Joel chapter 3, verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, because the valley of Yehoshaphat is over there in the Middle East, man, the Levant region, which is going to be basically the main epicenter of the ground battle for this World War III. Which Russia is going to get involved there, China is going to get involved there, the US is going to get involved there, man. And really, all of them are really involved there in the Middle East region in one way or another, whether physically or through proxies. And that's only going to heat up more and more in these last days and time. And we saw what a big flare-up with the whole Israel-Iran, what they call it, a 13-day war that happened back in June. That was like a major flare-up. And it's going to have more major flare-ups, man. Lord's willing, the flare-ups to come is going to be bigger. And maybe Lord's willing, the last ones to happen in order to bring in that World War III. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Come, going into what? The destruction, man, the great destruction, ultimately coming into the thermonuclear destruction. Because really this destruction here in America, that's happening across the globe, is really a big, this is a big blood atonement, man. A big sacrifice, a big altar that is going to be sacrificed because you people are wicked, man. So you have to atone by your blood, man. you have to atone by being put to death, man. Because the Lord does require blood, man. And He required the blood of the wicked, man. So this destruction that's to come, culminating that nuclear destruction, is going to be the great atonement, man, for all the wickedness that's being done on the earth, man. And Lord's will, we as a hopeful elect, well, the elect is going to be saved, but those who we are part of the number, we're going to be saved out of it, and we're going to come back and put what's left of you heathen into captivity, man. You understand? That's what we're looking forward to, man. So yeah, Trump and Putin meeting, promises of peace, but it ain't, like the scripture say, it ain't no peace to the wicked, man. It ain't no peace to the wicked. So on the surface level, it might look like, oh, yeah, so-called peace, but we understand ultimately the agenda of the Lord is war, man. The agenda of the Lord is bloodshed. The agenda of the Lord is the salvation of the elect of Israel, which is going to come via Yahushua taking out Esau, Edom with violence. And so with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Going to say our praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to the elect.